well. So shout outs to my alma mater, my Cast Tech technicians. Today, we're scheduled to have Chef Calvin Washington, professional chef Calvin Washington. He's been featured a bunch of times on Fox 2 Detroit, healthy cooking. The Fox 2 Detroit director had ran into the chef a few years back, and just linking up with Chef Calvin, that Fox 2 news director and his wife lost almost 100 pounds combined just by switching over to the meal plans that Chef Calvin put together. So this chef is for real. He himself lost a ton of weight from switching up his cooking style over the years. So whatever Chef Washington is doing, he's doing something right. So that's just something to, look forward to on this episode. And for the older people, when I say older, I mean 35 and up, our metabolism starts to slow down. It's harder to keep the stomach flat. And, having a 9 to 5 and having kids, it's hard to schedule healthy cooking, a good workout program. It's hard to coordinate all that. And even after you're able to coordinate all that, it's hard to find the energy after you've dealt with your 9 to 5, after you've dealt with your kids. It's hard to find that energy to just start working out and taking the time to eat healthy. You pretty much probably just want to pull up at a drive-through, pick up some McDonald's, Burger King, White Castle, for the adventurous types, White Castle and Taco Bell for the adventurous types. But, it's not easy to actually stand your ground in that kitchen, put together some white or brown rice, bake some sweet potatoes, bake some chicken breasts, and chop up some green veggies. It's not easy. It's not easy to find the energy in or the time to pull that off. So Chef Calvin is supposed to come in and open our eyes to a whole nother future this morning. Not quite sure what's holding him up. In the previous episode, I did explain that one of the hardest parts about running a podcast is, well, first, being able to get the guests. 2, being able to keep the guests, as in once the guest says, yes, I'd love to come on your show, I can do a such and such time. The next part is being able to get them to show up on the show. So I've had, guests pull no call, no shows. I had guests change their minds at the last minute, literally. So with that being said, I hope that doesn't happen tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern time, we got URL TV battle rap superstar Hollow the Dawn, owner of LOM Clothing, Loyalty Over Money Clothing. We got him scheduled for the show tonight. So I'm somewhat confident that he's gonna keep up his end. He's gonna keep his word, because he did send me his personal phone number. So it's kind of hard to ignore a podcast host if they got your personal number and they shoot you a text. So, here comes the chef now. Let's see. So we got Chef Calvin Washington about to tap in on the show. Very excited about this opportunity. Very excited to have Chef Washington on the show.
Can you hear me?
Hey, how you doing, Chef?
Sorry about that. I was flying down the freeway.
Oh, my bad.
No, that's my fault. I was flying.
So, Chef, appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule. Your grind game is very it's an inspiration to guys like me that's doing it on a solo tip. Appreciate your work ethic. Appreciate your grind. Since you're driving, Chef, I'm gonna introduce you to the viewers. So I want to introduce everybody to Chef Calvin Washington. Chef, welcome to the Heavy Brand Podcast, Detroit's youth podcast, sir.
I appreciate it.
So now, Chef Calvin, give the people a brief little background as far as when you were coming up, what city you're from. Our podcast is somewhat international. We got young people from Ghana, Uganda, Kenya, South Sudan that tap into the show. So, share a little bit of your background, sir.
Real quick, born and raised Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
Moved out to the suburbs, like the outskirts, 8 Mile. I was 16, 17. And my mom, she been a server her whole life in restaurants. So I was in restaurants since I was 13.
Wonderful.
And one thing I learned about restaurants, you can always get a job if you know how to put food out. No matter what color you are, where you come from, if you can put food out, you get a job.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been cooking 25 years roughly. And then after about 15 years in, I decided to go to school, try to get that paperwork to say you got some kind of accomplishment.
Yes, sir.
But between that, I opened about a dozen restaurants, over 2 of my own restaurants right now.
Shelby Township, right?
Yep. So I did that for a year and a half. I made a couple mistakes. The biggest mistake is not building a team first. So now, like, I'm an executive chef out at Black Rock. I run that in Utica, Michigan. Mm-hmm. And then now I'm building a juice bar right now. I'll be open probably August 1st.
Ooh.
Couple of young brothers, black owned. And one of my biggest things, I built the team first. Everybody got their own job. I got one guy, DC, he does promotions. That's his main job is going to door. My 15-year-old, his job is going to the high school kids. So nice. I'm kind of weird going to the high school kids, hey, buy a smoothie. But I got my daughter 17, she's with her friend age. So I built a team. I got a couple trainers who do health and fitness. So I kind of sponsor the workouts. I pay like $100 for workout, or I'll sponsor all the clients' drinks afterwards. So most time you work out, you need a after workout, or you need some kind of nutrients. So doing meal prep, I was able to learn about what the food do to the body, what to have, not to have. And the biggest thing is white starch, white flour, white potatoes. Those things stick to our body no matter what color you are. They don't go nowhere. Carbs and fat don't care what color you are, where you come from.
Repeat that line again, please, just for emphasis. Repeat that line, please.
Like, carbs and fat don't care what color you are or where you come from. Diabetes don't care what color you are. Heart attack don't care what color you are. I believe health crisis is not genetics. I believe that's how you live, how you eat. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Because you could be any part of the country and have diabetes.
Yes. You
could be any part of the world, have a heart attack. Any color gives cancer. Cancers don't have a color. So what I've learned that when you put the right nutrition in the body, your body starts healing itself. Yes. Spiritually in every culture, you're supposed to fast. Mm-hmm. So if you fast and eat better, you'll feel better.
Facts.
So no matter where you come from, Christian, Muslim, Buddha, Catholic, every culture practice self-restraint on food.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And For me, so I was originally born in Ghana in West Africa. I was like 5.5 years old when I ended up selling in the United States. I grew up mainly in Detroit in the Brightmoor area, but I grew up eating mostly like my native Ghanaian dishes that my mom would make. So I was always shredded. I was always ripped, ran track like a couple years at Cass Tech, got to Wayne State as a walk on the football team, never put in much effort athletically, but just eating healthy and eating healthy because my mom was providing those meals. But after I left, I got to the military and came back home, Chef, I started eating a lot of popular American foods, and the unthinkable happened. I developed a gut, a big old pot belly, high body fat, and that's why I had you repeat that part where when you said it doesn't matter, like who you are, what your genetics are, carbs are going to stick, and that was like a wake up call, Chef. So, and working with young people, having a youth podcast, I was definitely hoping and praying that you would come on this show because young people and adults as well need a wake-up call as far as healthy cooking, healthy eating.
That's what we juice do. So the we juice was a concept that I developed a couple years ago. I worked at a smoothie shop, a deli in Rochester for 6 years, and I got to the point where I'm cooking every day, 70 hours a week. Even now, I did 70 hours last week. But what can I do that could give people what they need really fast without costing a lot of money? And meal prep a couple years ago was like baked chicken, baked steak, whatever it is. It was baked, it was grilled. Now meal prep is like, I got lasagna, I got Alfredo, I got crawfish broils. So I really didn't want to contend with people's habits. So what I realized is that Tropical Smoothies, great company, Beyond Juice, great company. Yes. But what they sell you ice water. You literally pay $8 to $10 for 8 ounces of ice. What I do, I go to Rendazzle's, either one in Detroit or Roseville, every morning. Like this morning, I got my like real fresh spinach, like 100% fresh spinach, right? I got my real watermelon. Okay. So when I make my smoothies, I get 100% of the fruit or veggies.
Yes, sir.
So like it's 16 ounces of literally all nutrients. So if you don't have time to stop, people are like, I don't have time, I can't eat healthy, I can't do healthy. Well, drinking does a little difference for the body, but it's still, you got to get it in.
Yes.
So that's what I've learned. And so now, at this point, I'm pushing the fact that cut out 1 meal a day, drink a smoothie, make your own smoothie. I'll give you a recipe. But I need people to live a little longer, especially our people. Like, everybody matters, but like the dark culture, the brown culture, we don't get the right health doctors. We don't get the right physicians. We don't get the right look on life. When you go every direction, you got, in the city, you got Burger King, McDonald's, Little Caesars, within a mile apart from each other in walking distance. No matter what's going on, they're right there. When you go out to 15, 16, 18 mile, they got one McDonald's, 5 miles, one Burger King, 5 miles, one Taco Bell, and it's not easily accessible. The grocery stores cost more money because they have a better product, and that was a problem for me. So ramen noodles, it's like a spaghetti noodle. And you go in the city, you have an aisle. You got a mile of ramen noodles. You go 21 miles. Yeah, if you go 21 miles, they got maybe 4 feet of ramen noodles because we might show up out there. So it just what I did. I got 3 young children, 17, 15, and 11. I started grooming them how to fast, pray, fast.
Okay.
For a month, we did salad for a month. We did fruit for 2 weeks, like, and getting my kids to the fact where they can say no. Discipline is key. We all know that. If you like one thing, all right, well, I'll see you next week. Like me, I grew up a kid who loved cake. So as I got older, I say, well, I'll see cake next week. So, you can still have it, but you gotta give your body space and time to adjust without it. Because a lot of people don't know we have a lot of parasites in our body. The parasites come from the food. So we crave things and don't know why.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like it's a crazy thing in America. You can eat a full course meal, have a starch, a grain, a protein, and bread. You get real heavy fat, but we got dessert. We can make a little more room.
That's weird how that happens. Yes, that's a fact.
Because mentally, it's things in our body that crave the sugar, it craves the carbs, it craves it. So no matter what you're doing, if we can't say no to the cravings, we'll never break the cycle.
Okay.
Like you said, when you got food from Ghana, it's not packed with everything. So your body uses every piece for nutrients.
Yes.
Every piece of food is nutrients.
Yes.
Like no matter what, the herb, the veg, the protein, it all for your body to absorb. Our culture, it was always veg, starch, and a small protein. Because when we come up, protein was expensive. So you got that small chicken breast, that small, small amount. But you had all the veggies. So we stayed, our grandparents lived longer because their body sustained that way. Now, and my biggest issue is for our youth is that a 17-year-old kid don't know what high blood pressure is. So when you look at violence, and what I realized, you think of high blood pressure. You get an old man who got a headache, right? Oh, I got a headache. He get angry. He irritated. My blood pressure's up. I got to go sit down. If you get a 70-year-old with high blood pressure, he get angry, he get irritated, he want to shoot somebody.
Yeah, he acted out violently, yes.
And first thing he says is sorry. It's sorry. I don't know why. And so first thing he says is like, I'm sorry, I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I did it. I didn't mean to do it. Because he really didn't know because he was stressed out. Mm-hmm. He had ramen noodles, he had Burger King McDonald's all in one day. His blood pressure was high. Something popped off, and then he went crazy. He went crazy, and they act like it's our culture that does it. No, when you look at culture, areas with high in chemicals, high in pollution, have higher crime rate. Mm-hmm. Those are the statistic numbers made by people of different color. So when you look at our youth, when they're eating noodles, eating ramen noodles every day, $5 Little Caesars, they don't make money off of our pizza, but they know that we'll buy it every day. So if you they make $1 profit off every pizza, well, 1 million pizzas sold in the city is $1 million. However you want to look at it. Mm-hmm. $1 million is a lot of money in the inner city, and these numbers that you can look up, they're factual numbers. So what I did with my concept is start getting the older guys, start doing competitions. I started going to all the trainers. I started going to all the yoga ladies, the ladies doing Zumba. I said, hey, let's do this, let's do that, let's do. We can't do meal prep because people say it costs too much. Well, let's do a smoothie. Well, spinach, your body needs the chlorophyll from the greens. Banana, potassium and sugar. Honey is a natural carbohydrate. Green tea is a dietary. So I'm putting everything in one drink that your body can consume and your body can take in, because you can't take in spinach without a sugar or fat. People don't know that.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that either.
Well, if you think of chlorophyll, it comes off when you're cooking, it comes off in the water. So your body need another object to bring it in. That's why they say add avocado. You know, for a long time, put avocado in it. Put avocado in it. Put avocado in it. So that's why a long time, that's what people were saying. You need a fat to go with it. Vitamin E. You can't do vitamin E without another fat. So that's where the biggest things, the biggest things that I try to explain to people that we need to do the proper research, the proper talks, the proper conversations. Get the youth involved, get the kids involved. You know, turmeric is good for any part of the body, but it doesn't work without some kind of pepper.
Oh, really? Okay.
But if you look it up now, you look online. So what you got? Look on Amazon. You got to buy turmeric with black pepper, turmeric with cayenne. Give me my other keys. So if you go online shop, when they sell black seed oil with turmeric, like everything they add, they won't tell you what you need, but they'll charge you for it.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. That's what my biggest concept and my biggest thing is, like giving us, like for everybody of this generation, a little more understanding and accessible for cheap. Like if I can help you get better, I win because my friends got better.
Yes.
And that's my biggest rule. I got 4 guys right now. That's on my team, and my goal for them is to get $100,000 next year.
Okay.
And they ask why? How you gonna make $100,000? Well, if they make $100,000, I'll probably make $400,000.
Yeah. It's for them. Yeah.
So my goals doesn't just attain with like I want to get rich, make money. No, I want to live a little healthier life and have a little more fun. And I just want to go fishing like the average old man, and not have to worry about working every day because the system is not designed for us to move forward. You know, like I'm not a conspiracy guy, but corporation is modern day slavery. The reason you got a podcast is because you make your own choice. You make your own people.
Yes, sir.
So, so what's the difference for us? We go to work, of course, like the Navy, right? The service is a giant corporation. They need money to operate overseas. They need money to employ you. They need money to buy your uniform. So when you realize how the system works, now I changed my perspective. Now I'm in service to the system. I don't work for nobody. I'm in service. Like my job, I'm an executive chef. I'm in service to my job. My job is not to be executive chef. It's to supply the service. So that's what I teach our young culture. You can work for McDonald's, but you're not a McDonald's employee. You're in service to McDonald's. And when you have that mindset, you can leave that job. When you think you work for McDonald's, you will never leave McDonald's because McDonald's gonna own you. When you think you work for Chrysler, you'll never leave. They own you because you work for them. Now, my concept, I'm in service to myself to get better. So now I work this job, it max me on salary. Well, what do? Do you stay at a job and no raise, or do you leave? Well, if you're in service to yourself, you can find a better opportunity. If you're in service to them, you really can't.
No, you can't.
Well, think about it. If you're in a service, you go in the ranks, right? When you get to a certain rank, you can't go higher.
No, you can't. You cannot.
Right. So when you plateau out in your life, and something like you hit a plateau, how do you supposed to advance? Like So the other option, you can go to another service, but then you gotta start over because those ranks don't go to those ranks because it's a whole other corporation.
Yep, that's why some former Marines that were in my platoon, they end up going to the Army and they became what we call lifers, which was definitely
So
not my not my career path at all. I tend to be more independent minded. So, like you said, I'd rather be in service for myself.
yeah, because so if you go back to the Marines, right? If you go back to the Marines today, your job is to protect your home. They teach you that you're protecting everybody, but everybody don't know you're there. Mm-hmm. Everybody don't know where you got to go. Nobody knows what's going on, but that's the mindset. So what I'm doing, I'm in service to people. When you love God and you want God to bless you, you have to be in service. You have to be the biggest slave. Like being a leader, like I'm a leader. I got jobs. I employ people. That's not how it works. Like my faith, Christ served everybody. He was in service to everybody. He wasn't like, oh, I'm Christ, give me what you want. He was like, I'll feed you, I'll help you, I'll heal you, I'll walk with you, I'll be your eyes and your ears. So that's where I had to understand where it's like, how can I make the biggest impact that can last 1,000 years, and that's more than money? Be in service to everybody you meet. And that's where the concept We Juice is based off of. Because, like, this is what We Juice. This is what we do. Like a podcast. We podcast. We podcast to the world. You know what I'm saying? We are for the people. We are for the kids. We're for the culture. And that's where, like, my food, my culinary, and my passion, and, like, the love. Like, I love everybody. Like, we made mistakes, but it's like, what can I do to make somebody better? Well, I don't have no money because I got a family, so I really can't get no money. I don't have no special skills. That's why I got a job. But what I do have is 2 hands and 2 feet and eyes and ears, so I can say, hey. So that's where we where focus at. That's why I push the food, I push the culinary, I push the health. That's why this is my passion. Because no matter what's going on, I don't care. Like right now, there's racism everywhere. But everybody got to eat after they go protest.
That's true. That's true.
So when they get home, they got to talk about their friends and family. I have to be the person that put the right food in, the right nutrients, the right care, the right love, the longevity. So, like my job, people come in, they want like, oh, hey chef, what's going on? How you doing? I don't do nothing special to that steak than you could do to steak at home. But a lot of times people look for that light that they don't see in themselves, or they look for that hand that they don't have at home. So when I do the smoothies, I got a lady right now. She texted this morning. She's so excited because she's 60 and she want to lose weight. They said she can't lose weight. I said, well, what do you eat? What do you eat every day? Well, I eat this, I eat that. I said, give me 2 weeks. You lose 10 pounds 2 weeks. How you gonna do that? Well, we're gonna do a smoothie every day for 2 weeks. And so your body is naturally go to ketosis. Scientifically, it's gonna go to ketosis, and your body gonna lose weight.
Okay.
And that's where those like taking culinary, food, recipes, process, measurements, put to a jar, put to a concept where people could do it every day. It don't cost a lot of money. And even like while you're on a podcast, you take a break. You go to the cooler, drink a smoothie. It's not gonna separate. It's not gonna be weird or smell funny. You can sit there for a whole week. It'll still be the same way. And that's where my focus is at, is getting people something that tangible and real. Because I want to be successful like we all do. We all want to be successful in our own right. And then if money comes in as a monetary gain, that's a better incentive.
Yeah.
It's a better incentive, right? And what I explain to my family, like my kids, like, if you can make $1 million, it don't mean nothing if you can't save no money in the process. So what I'm doing, I'm building people who save. And if you can make $10,000 a year and save $9,000, you're winning. You make $100,000 a year and save nothing, you're losing.
Yeah, simple as that.
So that's what my concept is. Where the smoothies, when I meet people, they say I got a headache. Okay, let's do this. I'm tired. Well, if you're tired, everybody knows berries are good for you. So I do a strawberry, raspberry, blueberry, and people call me the next day like, man, I feel great. And I get the young brothers who like 40, who haven't had no intimate time with their old lady. 2 days of my smoothies, the old lady called me. Can you give him another smoothie, please? Straight to God. Because I put the nutrients back in the body. The stuff that we're supposed to have, and that's why, that's my passion. That's my thing. That's why I look for. And people want to change the view, but it's the same process. Eat clean, eat healthy, eat fresh, and you'll live a little longer.
So your passion is helping people, feel live longer, and helping people feel better about themselves. Now, Chef, there is something that's really, really been bothering me lately. And I'm usually good at problem solving, but this problem I haven't been able to solve. How do you solve the bulging belly, the pot belly, aka the gut? How do you solve that? How do you go about it?
You can do it 2 ways. You can do it the fast way or the slow way. The slow way is cut the meat out.
Okay.
Because once we eat meat, the animal's already dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're eating dead animal. So when it go in our body is not digesting fast enough, and it's starting to decompose. And that's where the gas comes from. People are like, oh man, my stomach messed up, man. And people laugh about it to be like not embarrassed, like, oh man, I gotta go to the bathroom, man. Oh man. And really, they gotta go because your body's gotta get that out. And when you eat that dead flesh, that cow, that milk, pork is one of the biggest things your body can't digest. That beef, when you eat it, that's where the bulge come from. So we have to start doing, if you want to eat meat and you want the protein, eat it for lunch. Eat it early in the day, and then you cut down. Second thing is the bread. That flour, the bread's changed over years. Before, corn was a staple. Flour was a staple. Now it's a filler. So a lot of companies add flour to every product to make it heavier, denser. Your roux, your slurries. That's on the culture side, on the chef side. I make soup. I put flour in it to make it thicker.
Oh, wow, okay.
When you make it thicker, you get more longevity on it, and you get a bigger product. And when you cut those things out within like 4 or 5 days, that bulge will start going away. The other way is, I got a good friend of mine. It's called a belly blast, tummy torch. Ginger, turmeric, apple cider vinegar, and lemon juice. Drink before you go to bed every day. Within 4 or 5 days, that bulge will start going down.
Oh, wow, okay.
But here's the same thing. If you have the same eating habits, it can't go, it'll come back.
Gotcha.
So what that lemon do, the lemon is acid, it's acidic. Apple cider vinegar, it's acidic. It lowers the blood sugar. It make your body start eating its own fat. That ginger is for the inflammation, all the fat, the inflammatories that's in our joints. That turmeric is a natural body enhancer for the whole body. Joints, hair, eyes, nails. So we're putting everything together and we drink before we go to bed at nighttime. This way that I do 5 hours of sleep, but that 5 to 8 hours of sleep that we should have, it works in our body. It works in the intestines. It cleans the intestines out. It cleans the inside out. That's one option. Another option that works really well for older, if you don't have a bad diet, eating habits, you eat moderate, like a lot of us do. We eat moderate through the day, and we might indulge once in a while. They say, you might eat pizza on the weekend. You have a long day, kids, get a pizza, no problem. Well, it's called psyllium husk. Psyllium husk is the husk of a nut. And they got a powder or a pill. That will clear you out in 24 hours. Okay. And it literally cleans your intestines out. Okay. This way you reset the metabolism. That bulking feeling a lot of times is our intestines not really clearing out because we're not walking no more. We're not doing physical labor no more. We literally like sitting down, like your podcast. If you 10 hours on the podcast, you'll walk to the car, walk home, I do a walk track, and then next day, same grind. Next day, same grind. So before we was doing physical labor all the time. All our jobs, we was running, we was grabbing stuff, we doing physical labor, so our body was naturally moving the intestines. Now, the intestines just move slow, like we do. So if you get the intestines moving again, that's what when you was running and using in the service, you was running, you was active, the intestines is like nice and strong. Now they're like,
It's another story now.
My mom cracked a joke. She cracked a joke. Mom's 55. So I go to the bathroom every day. And when I was younger, I was like, Mom, why? Yeah, why? And I realized that she's not storing nothing. I'm the one who's storing everything. Mm-hmm. And then I'm tired, and then I'm sluggish. And then what happens is you get a leaky gut, and then you stay fat, and you don't know why. And you can spend 2 weeks every day eating healthy, working out, and lose 2 pounds. Well, the intestines got to get cleared out. So that's what they do. A lot of times, if you look at like health-wise, they get laxatives or enema. I hate to say it that way, but the doctors know they got to clean their intestines out to heal the body.
And psyllium husk could do that?
Yes.
Psyllium husk. Okay, psyllium husk, y'all. Okay. Now.
That's the best thing.
Now, Chef.
It's fast too, so remember that.
Oh yeah. I'm like, once I get the blueprint, I'm on it. So I recommend this. I strongly recommend this to the viewers as well. No matter if they're 18, 25, 40, no matter if they're overweight, because there's unhealthy skinny people out there. They don't know they're unhealthy because they look in the mirror, they see a skinny person. So,
they know. I meet them.
Oh, really?
They know because a lot of them, they can't sleep at nighttime. They got anxiety. They stressed out. They're trying to beautify everything, get their hair done, try to beautify, and then they sluggish. I come across them all the time, where they were like, "How do I gain weight? How do I get more energy?" And I be looking like, I'm older. I'm like, "What do you mean you need more energy?" And they just say that they can't sleep at nighttime. They got a rough sleep. They got a rough night. And then what I've learned after the women after they have kids, they need more energy. is that the kid do things to a human body that no man can explain. And skinny women, they want more health. They want more energy. They loving the smoothies, loving the avocado. Put avocado in it. They loving it and they want it. It's the ones, it's that middle age of like 25 that know everything. They know everything. You know, like most time in our life, we're 25, we're in the crossroad of a quarter century, and we know everything. We're almost 100. And so that's the ones, it's the young boys who were like, I get the young men who at the gas station buying these pills because they 25 and they can't do what they gotta do. Yeah. I mean, I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you doing that for, brother? Why are you buying that? $10 a pill. Come get a smoothie. You pay $10 for the pills. Come get a smoothie. I get you together.
Yeah.
So they know it. The difference now is that social media has took control of so much in a positive way and negative way, where people aren't getting out how we used to. You know, hey, the video games is like the biggest thing for our youth now.
Yeah.
They get in the house, get that video game, in the house like this, no sunlight, no nothing. You know,
there's darkness.
So you're not getting vitamin D, so you can't get no calcium in, and then your body can't convert nothing because there's no sunlight. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times I get the skinny ones too who they trying to get a little more healthier because they want the energy. Okay. And when they get older, the teeth start falling out, so they want to keep their teeth also.
Now, Chef, not to hold you up, give the people a quick plug. Like, how can they reach you? How can they find your services, your restaurants, movies? How do they get to Chef Calvin Washington?
Really, what I've been doing a lot of, and I had to get back to, is the social media.
Okay.
Facebook, Calvin Washington, business page, Chef C. Washington. I got my spot. I got my juice bar open.
Say that again. Say that again, Chef. Your voice faded.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. So say that again.
Yeah, I left. So Chef C. Washington, Calvin Washington. I got my juice bar here. It's my juice bar. Putting it together right now. So this one, I got my coolers. I got my other coolers. I got my fresh fruit. I got sushi coming also. All sushi guys coming in. I got all my blenders. And then health. So this is how we do it here.
By the book. Okay.
So that's what I'll be opening his apart probably August 1st. I'm shooting for
August 1st. All right. Thanks a lot, Chef Washington, for taking the time out of your schedule to help us out. I hope to have you on again for real.
Well, I gotta get you a sample first.
Okay.
So I want you to try the product before I come back, so you can say if it's good or if it's not good.
Yes, sir.
Have a blessed one, brother.
Have a good one. Thank you so much. Salute.
Thank you.